Early this morning, the UEFA Champions League continued to deliver remarkable drama. Barcelona suffered a massive disappointment, losing to Atletico Madrid with a man down, putting themselves in a tough spot ahead of the second leg. Paris Saint-Germain showcased their superior strength by defeating Liverpool, though the hosts wasted many chances. In other news, Arsenal's young talent Max Daumann made history by becoming the youngest player to feature in the competition, marking a significant milestone in his career. And this is the morning football news for April 9th on World Football TV. Playing with a man down from the end of the first half, Barca lost 0-2 to Atletico Madrid right at Camp Nou in the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals. Julian Alvarez opened the scoring in the 45th minute with a beautiful free kick. Earlier, Pau Cubarsí was sent off in the 44th minute after fouling Giuliano Simeone. In the second half, despite attacking efforts centered around Lamine Yamal, Barca failed to create many clear-cut chances. Atletico Madrid controlled the game well and added another goal in the 70th minute through Alexander Sorloth from a precise build-up. Ultimately, Barca faces a massive disadvantage ahead of the second leg at the Metropolitano. Paris Saint-Germain beat Liverpool 2-0 in the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals, but missed numerous opportunities, registering 18 shots with only 6 on target. Liverpool recently suffered a heavy defeat to Man City and are now only aiming for a top 5 finish in the Premier League while hoping to advance in the Champions League. Meanwhile, PSG is leading League One and in high form with 4 consecutive home wins. PSG dominated from the start and opened the scoring early. In the first half, the home team created many chances but only led 1-0. In the second half, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia doubled the lead to 2-0. Liverpool played a dead-end game with few dangerous chances. PSG continued to waste opportunities but still secured a massive advantage ahead of the second leg. Arsenal's Wonderkid, Max Daumann, has made Champions League history by taking the pitch at the age of 16 years and 97 days in their 1-0 win over Sporting Lisbon. He surpassed the previous record held by Lamine Yamal, who played at 16 years and 223 days for Barcelona. Daumann was subbed on in the 76th minute and was on the pitch when Kai Havertz scored the decisive late goal to give Arsenal the edge. This season, Daumann has continuously set records, becoming the youngest goalscorer in the Premier League and previously becoming the youngest player to feature in both the Champions League and FA Cup in Arsenal's history. Manager Roberto De Zerbi has officially completed his coaching staff at Tottenham Hotspur by adding 2 close associates, Marco Marcatelli and Marcelo Quinto. Both have worked with him since his time at Palermo, Brighton, and Marseille. Notably, De Zerbi retained Bruno Saltor as an assistant, who previously had a stint as Chelsea's caretaker manager. The Spurs' new backroom staff also includes experts in set pieces, individual development, and goalkeeping. The North London club will play their first match under the De Zerbi era against Sunderland.
Leicester City sinks deeper into the championship relegation battle after their appeal against a 6-point deduction was officially rejected. The former Premier League champions were punished for financial breaches, dropping them into the danger zone, currently sitting in 22nd place. Although they avoided further sanctions from the Premier League, the situation remains dire as their form has plummeted with only 2 wins in 2026. Manager Gary Rowett and his players have 5 games left to salvage the season amidst the club's massive reported losses and mounting relegation pressure. Manchester United are reportedly ready to sell Manuel Ugarte in the summer transfer window as they plan a midfield overhaul. Despite high expectations upon his arrival from Paris Saint-Germain, the 24-year-old has seen limited playing time this season and gradually lost his spot, especially with Casemiro set to leave. Man U plans to sign at least 2 new midfielders to cope with a congested fixture list, particularly if they return to the UEFA Champions League. Names like Sandro Tonali are on their radar, while Ugarte is drawing interest from several top European clubs. Legend Philipp Lahm made a surprise appearance in the stands during the UEFA Champions League quarterfinal between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, albeit discreetly sitting among the home fans. The former Bayern captain witnessed his old team secure a 2-1 victory right at the Bernabeu, with goals from Luis Diaz and Harry Kane before Kylian Mbappe pulled one back. Philipp Lahm, who spent over a decade with Bayern and won the 2013 Champions League, maintained his familiar humility while quietly watching this crucial match. Manager Michael Carrick stated that the 4-day training camp in Dublin, Ireland, helped Manchester United maintain their form and refresh the squad after a 24-day break due to international fixtures and the FA Cup. He emphasized that changing the environment away from Carrington helped the team bond better through shared activities and boosted team spirit. This was not just a physical and technical training camp, but also vital preparation for the final 7 rounds of the season. Since taking over as caretaker, Carrick has brought a new look to MU. The good news is that Lisandro Martinez has returned to full training in Ireland, ready for the season's run-in. Forward Antoine Semenyo urged Manchester City to stay calm as they return to the Premier League title race. Pep Guardiola's side hasn't played a domestic league game in nearly a month due to the FA Cup and FIFA days, dating back to their draw against West Ham on the 14th. This weekend, they travel to face Chelsea. Man City are currently 9 points behind league leaders Arsenal, but have a game in hand and still have to host them at the Etihad. The team's morale is sky high after beating Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final and thrashing Liverpool in the FA Cup. Semenyo stressed the team needs to maintain composure, be ready, and start games well. Defenders John Stones and Ruben Dias might be sidelined short-term. Jadon Sancho will miss Aston Villa's Europa League quarter-final first leg against Bologna due to an injury picked up during the international break. Manager Unai Emery confirmed Sancho isn't ready to play, but the issue isn't serious. He stated the player is recovering well and could return in a few days or within 1 to 2 weeks. Ahead of the match, Emery shared his excitement about the opportunity to continue making a mark in Europe with Villa. He highlighted the club's massive history, having previously won the European Cup, and said the whole team is striving to write the next chapter of success, though he admitted winning the competition is extremely difficult.
Carlo Ancelotti was once considered the ideal candidate to lead the Italian national team, but he will remain with Brazil. According to ESPN, he is set to extend his contract ahead of the 2026 World Cup, with a salary of €10 million per year plus an automatic extension clause. Meanwhile, Antonio Conte is leading the race for the Italy job. He has massive backing from the federation's presidential candidates. Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis is willing to let Conte go if there's a clear project. If unsuccessful, Roberto Mancini is the backup option, despite his previous controversial exit. Steven Gerrard admitted he wouldn't mind if Luis Diaz returned, but is very keen on signing Michael Olise. Diaz is having an explosive debut season at Bayern Munich, with 23 goals and 15 assists in 40 games, leaving many Liverpool fans regretful as their replacements haven't met expectations. Gerrard himself admitted he really misses the player, especially after Diaz scored against Real Madrid. However, Diaz insists he has no regrets about leaving Liverpool and is happily aiming for more trophies in Germany. On the flip side, Gerrard views Olise as the ideal replacement for Mohamed Salah, but admitted it's nearly impossible to sign him, as the player is settled and committed long-term to Bayern. Fans are criticizing FIFA, claiming that the 2026 FIFA World Cup ticketing information is misleading. Over 3 million tickets have been sold for the tournament, hosted across the US, Canada, and Mexico, with ticket tiers divided by a color-coded map. However, after tickets were converted into specific seats, many fans who bought the highest-tier tickets received poor locations, some even in the corners or behind the goals. Some prime areas were reportedly reserved for VIP guests, leaving regular buyers facing the risk of being relocated. Amid the backlash, FIFA stated the map was only for reference, but many fans have filed complaints and are considering legal action. And that wraps up the hottest news of the past 24 hours. The most exciting updates in the football world will be continuously covered on the World Football TV network. Please stay tuned for more. For now, goodbye, and see you all in the next videos.